more people here, but hopefully they'll be loud, Rob.
I don't even want to talk about the crowd. I'm so disappointed that it just makes me sick.
I'm with you.
Mount Vernon in the man-to-man. We'll give you the matchups. Parker Creel has Sparks. Harrison has Allen. Moore has James. Deaton has Beam. And Blunt has Duffy. Mount Vernon in the man-to-man. They look inside. Beam to Duffy. Duffy to Sparks. Allen. We'll see how patient Marion can be. Miles James spins, puts a move on Moore, shoots, and scores. He put it up nice and soft. Marion breaks on top.
They're going to make us play some defense, too.
First time we played these guys was right here in Chagnon Gym. Parker Creel from three. Yes, Parker Creel.
That's a good start. That can loosen up the zone defense and nothing flat.
As I started to say, we beat them 40-25 in Chagnon, and then at Marion it was the Wildcats on top, 50-43. I still don't see how these guys lost 19 games.
I don't either.
Parker Creel with a steal. Jackson into the first row. Stephen Tina Harrison had to make the play on him. How'd Parker keep from losing that out of bounds? Deaton bounces it to Blunt. Oh, excuse me, Moore in traffic, scores!
It's a good thing you lost the handle on the ball going up the first time, or it'd have been called for the travel.
We played 2 minutes. Mount Vernon on top, 5-2. First quarter action. It's baseball season for the losing team. Duffy looks inside. Joel Allen kicks it to Sparks. Duffy on the wing. Allen. Sparks has it. Oh, he stepped out of bounds. Good call.
Right on top of it. Kevin Wiggs with the call down here on the baseline. We saw it from our vantage point.
Into the Marion lineup, number 22, Wes Buffington, a 6'1" junior. This kid could shoot.
Duffy's the one that scares me.
I agree. Hio Corridus down at Marion buried 2 threes. Offensive foul, an illegal pick on Deaton.
We need to keep him in the game. He's got a big assignment with Beam.
Does he ever? When we played him here, I thought that they could go to Beam at any time and either score or draw a foul. Harrison, oh! He got the ball and a piece of arm. Two team fouls on Mount Vernon. Marion yet to commit their first foul off Buffington. Parker jumped out on him. He looked away for a moment. It was off his hands. 5 minutes left in the first quarter. 5-2 Mount Vernon. Good pick from Harrison. Over the top, Blunt. Deaton to Harrison. Blunt on the wing. Newspaper photographers snapping off photos left and right down there at the north end of the gym. Also see Channel 3 in the house picking up some early highlights for a special Wednesday night version of Sports Extra. Creel pump fake. Oh, thought he had more down low.
Sure did.
You saw the same thing I did.
And that came from that three-pointer he made right off the bat. They have to respect him now.
Pump fake. They look for Moore. Moore battling Duffy inside.
Rams need to win tonight to get the game on Friday night. Meet the winner of Belleville West and Muscuda, I believe, isn't it?
That's correct.
West has the number 6 seed. 6 wins, 2 losses. 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 6 wins, 2
Mascoota, the number 14 seed. They tweaked the pairings in the O'Fallon sectional. Sent Mascoota to Belleville West. They should have come here. It should have been the 14 seed against the 3 seed.
Big surprise last night with Murfreesboro going up to O'Fallon and beating them.
I agree. That was a huge surprise. Blunt pushed. They're going to say it was before the shot. Mount Vernon very patient there by my calculations. Ran off a minute and a half before taking it to the hole.
They'll say he was not shooting, so we'll take it out of bounds.
That foul was on Wes Buffington, his first, Marion's first. Blunt sets it on top. He's got Deaton short corner on that left side to choose not to go there. Blunt trying to get it inside to Moore. Mount Vernon works it around the perimeter. Now, is that a box and one? I thought it was a zone, but I'm starting to think it's a box and one.
Looks like Duffy's got one assignment, doesn't it?
We'll watch Duffy and see if he follows Moore everywhere.
Kind of looks like it. Yeah, he's on Moore. Looks
He
like
follows him all the way to the corner. You're right, it is a box and one. (5-2) Mount Vernon on top.
And we'll take this for a final. We've seen lots of gimmick-type defenses. Box and one, really not that unusual, but something we haven't planned on.
Moore down low in traffic. Gets caught deep in the well. I believe that was Blunt, not Moore. Turnover for the Rams. Duffy just flipped off Chaos corner. Turnover for Marion. I believe they might be trying to get in the sophomore's head. And I think Coach Murphy might have seen what happened, and now he's going to get a timeout, although he's talking to Miles James and not the sophomore. Did you catch that, Dave?
I didn't see it. I looked up when you said it. I caught the reactions in the Chaos corner, and that's exactly what they like to do, is get into the head of one of the opposing players. So he's going to get their wrath the rest of the night, no doubt.
Oh, yeah, that's what they're here for.
Yeah.
If they can get in a kid's head, I'll never forget the time. Again, it was against Marion, and we made a kid cry from Marion. His last name was Dibble, and we started doing Dibble, and every time he touched the ball, and finally he came over and pleaded for us 5 feet in front of Chaos corner to give him a break, and that, then we just got on him 10 times harder.
This when you were in high school?
Yeah, and he was reduced to tears. They finally
That's
took him
incredible.
out. He covered his head with a towel. Of course, he's probably going to hear this tape of this game, find out that I was part of that, and come back here, and now he's probably about 6'3", 235, and he's been a black belt Ultimate Fighting Championship karate fighter. And I could be in serious trouble.
Well, if I see someone like that coming, I don't even know who you are.
Mount Vernon content to work it down low. They turn it over again. They're just trying to jam it down in there, and there is no space to jam it down in there.
This is exactly what Doug Greer was concerned about. We had 4 or 5 of those kind of turnovers down at Cuss Williams Gym earlier.
Inside the beam, he turns, shoots, and scores.
Well, when they get it underneath like that, they're going to score. They're 2 out of 2.
Keaton got caught halfway. He wasn't quite around in front, and he wasn't behind him. Got caught on the side. They're going to call Duffy. That'll draw the ire of the Marion fans. Number 22, Michael Dogan, the sophomore, into the lineup, replaces Jason Harrison. I think they're probably going to let him launch a shot to see if we can loosen that zone. Parker Creel. Miles James just pushed Dogan out of the way. Dogan was setting a pick, and just a two-handed shove.
And just like that, they caught us and passed us on the team fouls.
That's 3 team fouls on Marion. Mount Vernon sitting on 2. Exactly 1 minute left. First quarter action. Parker Creel from 3. He drains it.
Parker also advanced in the Country Company's three-point contest earlier.
Joel Allen drives on Dogan, spins, puts up a tough shot. It won't go, and Duffy over the back, no call.
Boy, a quick attack of the basket there by Marion. Tried to answer quickly.
Doug Creel likes it when they do that. Mount Vernon 8, Marion 4, 35 seconds left, first period action. Mount Vernon pulls it out. Dogan. Creel saves it from over in the back. That's a quick jump ball.
Awfully quick. Awfully quick.
But it is the call nonetheless.
Of course, Doug tells D'Artagnan, you can't let the ball just hang out there like that.
Yeah, you got to swing it harder and faster.
Oh, that's a bump.
I didn't think they were going to call Buffington on the bump. Sparks back in. Buffington will have to sit down with 2 fouls.
Under 20 seconds.
They're going to extend that zone a little bit. Duffy still has more. Parker Creel, pump fake, trying to create an opening. He's in traffic, puts up a crazy shot, and it won't go. He hits the floor hard. At the end of 1 period of play, Mount Vernon 8, Marion 4. We'll be back for the second quarter right after these messages. Welcome back to Chagnon Gym. The Mount Vernon Rams cheerleaders on the court. Dave Farley, tell us a little bit about our Mount Vernon Ram basketball sponsors.
Yeah, we'd like to thank the following people. They've been with us all year. They are the gallery at 30th and Broadway featuring Jackson Jewelers, cars for men and women, and Mount Vernon TV and Appliance. Kevin Martin, State Farm Insurance, bringing you auto, life, fire, and health insurance. BFC Bicycle Fitness Center for all your biking needs. One Arm Martinizing, the Motion Dry Cleaning. Cheney and Karch Insurance, your independent insurance group. Mount Vernon Network, your local Sprint PCS dealer. King City Cash Loan and Pawn, our inventory is overflowing. Off-Broadway Dry Cleaners, ask about our chamber, member-to-member discounts. And One Stop Flooring America, we make it a joy to decorate.
That's Dave Farley. I'm Rob Wilt, bringing you Mount Vernon Rams basketball on Charter Communications. Mount Vernon with a 4-point lead going into the second quarter. Duffy couldn't get the handle. It's another turnover. Blunt comes out of there with it. Steele, bad pass. Sparks.
And stolen
it
back.
Marion, a little bit like us, trying to force it somewhat. We're trying to force it inside to Moore. They're trying to force it just about anything. Deaton, got to get out of that lane. Sparks extending the pressure a little bit. Parker Creel from downtown, no good. Miles James cleans the glass. Sparks, James, Allen, they look for Beam. Sparks. Parker Creel with the kick. Buffington replaces Joel Allen. Allen talking it over with Coach Murphy on the sideline. Not sure what they're discussing. Buffington inbounds to Sparks. Dogan has Sparks. Creel on Buffington. Moore has James. Deaton again with the big assignment on Beam. And Blunt has the solidly built Todd Duffy. Deflected by Dogan, out of bounds. Nice play by a Mount Vernon Ram fan there in the front row. Those front row people know you got to be aware. Duffy, they bring Buffington through. Sparks. There's Buffington. They throw it away. It's a little bit too low, too hot to handle.
That's 7 turnovers already on the Wildcats. But the Rams really have not taken advantage of that situation.
Blunt kicks it to Creel. They double Creel. He splits him, goes, dumps it to Moore. No good. And James is riding.
He's rode him.
Here's Duffy. They kick it to Beam. Beam from 5 feet. No good. Moore with the rebound.
Tried to put it up softly over the rim. Probably should have used the glass.
I wonder if Moore's shot was partially blocked. I just can't believe he'd missed that badly without him getting a piece of it. Excellent job by Parker Creel to split the defense and to dump it down low to the open Moore. And to say the open Darius Moore is going to be, an ugly shot by Blunt. Miles James with another defensive rebound.
Yeah, Darius doesn't miss them like that. He knows the angles around the backboard pretty well.
Sparks finds Buffington. Back to Sparks. Inside, Beam. Good double down from Dogan. Into Beam, in the paint. He turns. A late whistle. Foul against the Mount Vernon Rams.
Kevin Wiggs on the call, and fans not liking it. These are veteran officials. They've been around a long time.
Oh, no, he wasn't shooting. They're going to give him 2 shots, Dave.
Wow. That was a ball fake.
First free throw good by Beam. Into the Marion lineup, Joel Allen returns and making his first appearance. Number 32, Stevie Evans, a 6'1" sophomore. Beam's second free throw is good. Cuts the Mount Vernon lead in half. 8-6 Rams. Just over 5 minutes left in the first half. Creel from 3. Rims out. J. Paul Deaton with an offensive rebound. Dogan pump fake. Dogan rims out. Poked away. Blunt comes up with it. Scoots and scores. I believe he's fouled by Beam.
Well, it's a big rebound. We didn't want to give Marion a chance to tie the score on the other end. Now we got a chance to extend the lead.
That foul on the 6'6" Greg Beam, his first. 5 team fouls on Marion. Mount Vernon sitting on 3. Blunt with the opportunity to complete the 3-point play at the 4:51 mark of the second quarter. Free throw up and good. It's 11-6. A 5-point Mount Vernon bulge. Buffington to Allen. They look for Beam. Beam holding off Deaton. Evans thought he was going to walk for us, but he wouldn't do it. Beam double down. Find James open from 14 feet. Beam with a big rebound. Deaton's second foul. They're going to say it was before the shot, and I was afraid they were going to give him the bucket.
I was too. It looked awfully close.
We go with a pretty small lineup as Harrison replaces Deaton.
We want to get the third foul on J. Paul.
Jason Harrison at 5'10", being asked to guard the 6'5" Miles James. Buffington changes pivot foot, no call. Allen forces it, stolen by Dogan. They get it back. Evans over the top, too high for Beam.
Boy, the crowd that's here is getting into it. Lots of people out there missing this that ought to be here.
Well, I wonder where the season ticket holders are. Harrison double team. Might want to burn. I thought he was going to burn a timeout. Parker Creel from downtown. Yes, Parker Creel. You better get a TO, baby. You better get a TO, baby. That's right. This big crowd. Well, let's say not big crowd, but this crowd is on their feet.
Yes.
Mount Vernon 14, Marion 6 at the 3:47 mark of the second quarter.
Well, pretty obvious that the green light's been given to Parker Creel. He's 3 out of 6 from there, and he's shown no hesitancy whatsoever to fire it up.
Well, I'm glad that he's got the green light. Sometimes we just work, as we saw earlier in the first quarter, to really try to force it in down low when there's just nothing there. And I think you'll see, as you mentioned earlier, if Parker Creel can continue this, that the inside will open up for Darius Moore. You know, the funny thing is, the first time we played him, Moore had 22 of our 40 points. Down there, it was even more.
At 32 of our 43
yeah,
down there.
exactly. You took the word. I was searching for a word.
Yeah.
As he scored, like you said, 32 of our 43. And somebody has got to step up right now. It's Parker Creel.
Yeah. He's got 9 of the 14.
Hey, Stewart, your first half impressions here tonight as we're back to live action.
Oh, we're getting it going.
All right.
Marion back with the ball
did you get
after the
Duffy
timeout.
to give you half of the peace sign there?
I'm working on it.
Keep
We're
it up.
going to have
Keep
a
up the
push
good work.
foul called.
All right.
Looks like that's
Stuart
going to go
Rui
against
from Chaos Corner.
Harrison. We're getting some instructions from the Chaos Corner, Rob.
Well, oh, Dogan almost with a steal. Allen from 16 feet. With soft south rim. Very receptive. 14-8, Marion. Down by 6. 3:15 left first half.
Zone a little bit more extended now. They've got an eye on Parker Creel. See if that opens things up.
Duffy working awful hard to stay with Moore. The sophomore doing a good job.
Dogan can also make it from out there.
Mount Vernon content to work it around the perimeter. Dogan blocks. Moore turns on Duffy, shoots and scores.
That was as good of a play right there.
I wish I could give Dogan an assist.
Hey, it worked like one. That's all that counts.
16-8, Mount Vernon by 8, 2:31. Blunt comes out on Duffy. Joel Allen from 3, no good. Beam over the back, no call. And the mystery man, number 5. Did we get a name on him? That's John Booker.
Action's picking up.
16-10 Mount Vernon. Just over 2 minutes left in the first half. Parker Creel out front. Dogan, the sophomore, on the wing. Bounces it to Harrison. Harrison double the team. Drives out of traffic. Dogan. He'll have to think about it twice after Beam blocked that last one.
Yeah, he shoot up a lot of ground to get to
from
him.
3, long, no good. Buffington brings it up the far sideline to Allen. They look for Booker. Beam back to Duffy from 3, no good. Booker. And Booker's fouled by Harrison, and Harrison's got 3.
Looked like the Rams had inside position, which they did, but they got in underneath the basket a little bit too much. It might have been pushed there, but Marion gets the rebound and will go to the line.
16 fouls on Mount Vernon. Marion goes with Sparks, Booker, Evans, Beam, and Buffington. Inbound. Buffington guarded by Creel. Moore has Booker into Beam. He turns on Deaton, shoots and scores. Sweet. They make that look awful easy. 1 minute remaining in the first half. Mount Vernon 16, Marion 12. Let's see if we hold for one shot. Bounces it to Blunt. Creel. Moore just takes a beating game after game inside, working hard to get open. We're down to 20 seconds left in the first half. Mount Vernon will work for the final shot. Gerald Murphy directing traffic. Mount Vernon fans on their feet. Parker Creel gets a pick, backs up, finds Deaton. Dogan from three, no good. Deaton with a tip, no good. At the end of the first half, Mount Vernon 16, Marion 12. We'll be back with some halftime analysis right after these messages. Welcome back to Chagnon Gymnasium. Marion 12 at the half. Mount Vernon will have the first possession of the second half. Sparse crowd on hand. If I was on the school board, I'd have a lottery next October for those season tickets. Trust me on that. Marion got it packed in. Box and one. We'll see what Doug Creel's first adjustment is. Rams working around the perimeter. Harrison in the corner. Corner can get pretty tight down there. Blunt, 15 feet away, almost pulled the trigger. Tipped away. Allen's going to run it down. Gives it to Miles James. No traveling. 16-14.
They're taking advantage of their opportunities, Marion is. They're 6 out of 10 from the field. They've scored 6 straight points since we took that 16-8 lead.
Jason Harrison in the corner. Blunt. Parker Creel. Duffy's got him fronted, and they're getting backside help on Darius Moore.
Well, it just seems impossible to get it in there to him.
Creel. Blunt from 14 feet. Yes.
We need some of those.
18-14 Mount Vernon. 6 minutes left, third quarter. Allen guarded by Harrison. Harrison with 3 fouls. They get it to Miles James. Duffy from 3. No good.
Over the back.
Good call, Dave Farley. That's 2 on Greg Beam.
Good position there. J. Paul Deaton swam right in underneath him.
Parker Creel brings it up the far sideline. Blunt in the corner. They bring Moore across. Deaton, they look for Moore. Moore out front. Now, we saw in the pregame he can make that. Deaton. Moore was open just for a moment.
Briefly, yeah.
Harrison backs it out of that corner before the trap. Blunt. Parker Creel. Mount Vernon by 4, 5 minutes left, third quarter. Doug Creel barking out some instructions from the Mount Vernon bench. Deaton bounces it to Creel. Moore comes out to set the pick on Allen, then drops down to the block. They got him covered like a blanket. Harrison on the wing. Blunt bounces it to Moore. Underneath.
How'd he get it
puts
in there?
up. Oh, and it won't quite go.
Man, the narrowest crack, he got that pass in there.
Unbelievable. Marion working hard on defense for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then when, like you said, just a small crack of daylight opens up, and they bounce it to Moore, and he draws the foul. First free throw up. Good. Every possession, every point critical tonight.
It's a chess game.
Moore's second free throw up. It's good. 6-point lead for the Rams, 20-14, 4:15 left, third quarter.
Well, a 6-point lead seems huge right now. That's some breathing room.
Buffington gets a pick. Beam sets the knee. Buffington scores.
You see that one in there all the way. And all of a sudden, that 6-point lead is cut in half.
20-17. Allen with a kick. If there was a shot clock, they'd reset it. Darius Moore will trigger the inbound from right in front of the Mount Vernon bench. So far, Michael Dogan, the only substitute used tonight. Mount Vernon working a little weave. Parker Creel to Blunt. A little different look. Harrison back to Deaton and Creel. They're going to reset. They're trying to get a little opening for Moore as the three outside perimeter guys run the weave. Parker Creel from three.
Oh!
It won't go.
And the cylinder and back out.
That was halfway down.
Yes, it was.
Miles James with another rebound. Here comes Marion inside the beam. Duffy, Buffington.
They're moving the
Tipped
ball
by
well.
Deaton. Turnover.
Well, give Marion credit, though. They're moving the ball well. The ball very rarely touching the floor on the bounce.
Gerald Murphy telling one of his players to go ahead and shoot that. I think he was probably talking to Duffy.
Wouldn't doubt it. He's a shooter.
Creel open in the corner. Great defensive job by the sophomore Duffy. Creel from three. No good. Buffington runs down the rebound. Marion, long pass intended for James. He never saw it coming.
Well, we keep dodging the bullet.
They're just dying to make something happen. And Michael Dogan going to re-enter for Mount Vernon.
That's the 10th turnover on Marion.
Deaton thought about bouncing it to Moore. It wasn't quite open. Creel from three. He's got the green light. No good. Moore with the offensive rebound. Well, I saw Parker Creel coming out of the locker room at halftime. I said, keep shooting it, kid. Keep shooting it.
He listened.
He took my advice. Harrison backs it out.
After starting 3 out of 6, he's missed 4 in a row. Hopefully he's going to heat up again.
Law of averages.
Law of averages.
Blunt in the corner. They bounce it down low to Moore. He
Don't
puts up
bounce
a
it.
shot. No good.
Oh.
Beam with a big rebound.
Boy, he very rarely misses ones like that.
1 minute, 10 seconds left. Third period. Marion down 3, 20-17. They want to get it to Buffington. Parker Creel fouls Allen. You better be careful. That's the first foul against Mount Vernon this half. Dogan replaces Harrison. Did a good job of playing hard without picking up that fourth foul. And Sparks is back in for Allen on the Marion side. We're inside 1 minute left, third period. Sparks guarded by Dogan. Behind the back. Sparks, he picks it up.
He's in
Dogan's
trouble.
all over him. Duffy comes to the rescue, gets it back to Sparks. Sparks a little shaky. James.
Late call again.
That's the second foul on Darius Moore. Miles James will go to the line to shoot two with 39 seconds left. First free throw is good.
Got the friendly roll.
Surprise substitution. Number 42, Billy Hightower, a 6-foot sophomore. This kid's a little bit wild. Moore with the rebound. It's a 2-point ball game, 20-18. 30 seconds left, third period. Sparks comes out and pressures Creel. Deaton. Blunt from 14 feet short. Moore keeps it alive. Blunt, we're down to 15 seconds. Great job by Moore. He gave up the body, took some punishment, kept that alive. 10 seconds. Parker Creel trying to create some space. No call. Inside to Moore. Turnover for the Rams. They tried to force it inside.
Good penetration there from Parker Creel. They collapsed on him. He thought he saw Moore alone, but a little bit too hot to handle.
4.9 seconds left, third period. Joel Allen. Now he can't run. He can't run there. Gets it into Buffington. Buffington with a forearm. Beautiful job by Marion, and Miles James blows the layup that would have tied it up. At the end of 3 periods of play, Mount Vernon 16, Mount Vernon 20, Marion 18. We'll be back for the fourth period right after this. Welcome back to Chagnon Gymnasium. Dave Farley alongside. I'm Rob Wilt. Let's do the sponsors, Dave.
All right, these are the people who have been bringing you the games all year. They are One Stop Flooring America. They're making a joy to decorate. Off-Broadway Dry Cleaners. Ask about our chamber member-to-member discount. King City Cash Loan and Pawn. Our inventory is overflowing. Mount Vernon Network, your local Sprint PCS dealer. Cheney and Karch Insurance, your independent insurance group. 1 Hour Martinizing, the most in dry cleaning. BFC Bicycle Fitness Center for all your biking needs. Kevin Martin, State Farm Insurance, bringing you auto, life, fire, and health insurance. And the gallery at 30th and Broadway featuring Jackson's Jewelers, Carl's for Men and Women, and Mount Vernon TV and Appliance.
Thank you, Dave.
A little bit too close for comfort, Rob.
Kevin Wiggs came over and talked to Doug Creel. Doug immediately called over Darius Moore. I think there was some kind of a little, like heads up. You might want to say something to your player Moore. Inside the beam, gets it back to Allen. Allen drives into the paint. Duffy from 17 feet, no good. Michael Dogan with the rebound.
We need a score.
This Mount Vernon crowd showing some emotion. The few people that are here are up for this game.
You bet. They know what it means.
Dogan comes to get it. We may just see how long we can hold it here.
Well, you hate to give up your aggressiveness, but I don't know. It's a little bit long to be doing this.
Blunt. Deaton. Blunt bounces it to Moore in traffic. No good. Here comes Joel Allen. Marion down by 2, 20-18. 6:45 left, fourth period.
You can tell by the way Marion is acting out there. They know they can win this game. They felt that way from the get-go.
They've got a little jump in their step, a little gleam in their eye. Miles James looking inside for Duffy. Inside the beam. He turns, kicks it back to Buffington. Buffington with a jump step, shoots and scores. We're all tied up, 20-20.
Fans on the other side getting up.
Deaton in the corner. Dogan, Creel, Blunt takes it to the hole. Blocking foul on Miles James. He didn't like the call.
Well, that's been there all night. D'Artagnan's got to take advantage of it. They called the foul on the floor, no shot.
That's 3 on James. He's replaced by John Booker. Well, Booker's a good-looking athlete, about 6'4", looks like about 195.
This is a play we can score on here. They go outside, though.
Blunt fouled.
Rams inbounding it. Get it into Parker Creel. In the corner, underneath to Darius Moore. Fumbles it, puts
Moore
the shot
in
up.
traffic, no good.
Gets his own rebound.
Foul.
He'll go to the line.
Allen down.
Tell you what, got to be tough to be in there. Looks like he might have taken one to the face. He's going to stay in there. He's all right.
No blood. He'll stay in. 5:37 left, fourth period. Sparks replaces Allen.
Big free throws here for D. 20-20.
The foul on Beam was his third. Blunt. Yes. 21-20. Final score of the Jerseyville football game this year. Blunt makes them both. It's 22-20. Buffington gets it over the timeline. He's picked up by Creel. They turn, give it to Beam. That's so easy.
Too easy.
One pass. Layup.
Well, we knew it was going to be a tough game. Doug has known it ever since his parents came out.
Deaton in the corner. Booker and Duffy making mincemeat out of Moore. Dogan bounces it to Creel. Blunt drives, shoots, and scores. They're doubling so hard on Moore. Blunt's got an opportunity there.
Yeah, he's able to receive the pass about 8-10 feet from the basket. All it takes is one nice little move.
Buffington out of control. Stolen. Here's Blunt on the breakaway. Push. Double intentional foul.
Yeah.
That's right. He shoved him right in the back. It's an intentional foul. Blunt will shoot 2. We'll get the ball.
Did they get Duffy on that?
Yes.
Boy, the shot hung on the rim, wouldn't go down, but we're going to get the free throws here, and we'll get the ball. That's big.
Oh, I wish that basket would have gone in.
Every point's going to count. Let's make these count, D.
Blunt's first free throw. Short, no good. 4 minutes, 33 seconds left, fourth period. Harrison in for Dogan. Evans in for Marion.
Good minutes from the sophomore, Michael Dogan, tonight.
Duffy's going to sit down after that intentional foul. Blunt makes the second. 25-22. Mount Vernon with possession underneath their own basket. Creel's going to get a full timeout. Tell you what, Dave, let me run through these bad boys while you take a little drink. Mount Vernon Rams basketball brought to you by Charter Communications on CTV 10, by the Gallery at 30th and Broadway, featuring Jackson Jewelers, Carl's for men and women, Mount Vernon TV and Appliance. Also sponsoring the Mount Vernon Ram basketball broadcast, Kevin Martin, State Farm Insurance, BFC Bicycle Fitness Center, 1 Hour Martinizing, Cheney and Karsh Insurance, Mount Vernon Networks, King City Cash and Loan, off Broadway Dry Cleaner. And last but not least, my buddy Larry Lyday down at One Stop Flooring America in their new location in Park Plaza, right next to Boroviak's IGA.
Just an observation, Rob. Does it seem to you like the officials are a little bit more inclined to call the intentional foul this year? Used to be they were a little bit afraid to call it. It's a big call. It can change the game, but I've seen a little bit more of those this year.
I don't know if I would say it seems like it. I know that particular play there, Duffy made no attempt at the basketball. It wasn't a bad shove. I mean, he didn't send him into up onto the stage. It was just a one-handed shove. And if that's all the harder you're going to push a guy, he'd have been better off not to push him at all.
Rams spread it out now.
Allen
Marion's
gets
coming
away
out
with a
after.
good bump.
We might be able to get something to open up underneath now.
Yeah, they've really extended the defense.
Yeah, they have.
4 minutes left. Marion 22, Mount Vernon 25.
Need to take advantage of this possession.
I think we've put it in the deep freeze. Something we're not afraid to do. Mount Vernon will shoot the 1-and-1 on the next non-shooting foul. The Rams with only 2 fouls in the second half. Allen, that's who we want him to foul, I think, Parker Creel. Parker Creel looked like he hit a little wet spot there at the top of the key. Parker drives. That's 4 on Beam.
Not to get him out of there. He's been the one who has scored the easiest for Marion tonight. They might get him to sit down right now.
James and Duffy re-enter. Booker and Evans sit down. They're going to leave the big kid, Greg Beam, 6'6", 210, in the game with 4 fouls. 3:15 left.
Well, I can understand that. They're going to live or die with him.
Parker Creel, no
Get in there.
good. Moore with the rebound. He puts it up
Yeah.
and scores. Jarris Moore. That's all heart. That's all heart and strength. Allen comes down. Nobody picks him up. Harrison gets a kind of a cheap foul. Allen was out of control.
They're going to give him a shot on that. He'll get a chance to make 2 from the line.
Joel Allen's first attempt rattles out.
That's a big miss.
Into the Marion lineup, number 14, his first appearance. Sam Portee, 5'10" junior. And I know you're looking at that going, his first name ain't Sam. But I'm not taking any part of that name.
I bet you that's his nickname now.
Kicked by Duffy. Allen makes 1 of 2. It's a 4-point game, 27-23, 2:59 left. Hightower in as Murphy substitutes in some defensive kids that might be able to steal the ball. Moore at midcourt. Creel. Don't run away now. Don't run away. Harrison. I think they would have liked to have fouled Harrison. Over the top. Moore. Harrison. Blunt. Creel. Hot potato is in effect. Blunt back to Moore. Moore, no good. Hightower with a rebound. Timeout, Marion. 2:29 left. Mount Vernon 27, Marion 23.
Well, these two coaches are coaching hard tonight.
Speaking of coaches, Marion football coach Brent McGee resigned earlier this week. I heard that he didn't have much of a choice. I would think if they were going to get rid of McGee, they would have done it a couple of years ago. Marion had their best football team in 15 years, or 10 years anyway, this past fall. We'll see who they hire.
Pretty good job at the growing community.
Centralia also has an opening. I
Yeah.
don't believe they've filled that. Joel Allen over the timeline. He's picked up by Harrison. Harrison with 4 fouls. Buffington guarded by Creel. Joel Allen drives, kicks it to Duffy. Duffy from 3. No good. It's loose. Poked away. It's a scrum. And Mount Vernon comes out of there with it. Blunt gets it to Creel.
Wow.
Beaten over the timeline. Moore. Blunt. And Buffington fouls Blunt. But he did make somewhat of an attempt for the ball. So
Yeah, he
Blunt
reached
will
around him.
shoot the 1-and-1. Oh, if Duffy makes that 3, it cuts the 4-point lead to 1. And then what a scramble down there. Of course, anytime the ball's on the floor, you got to like our chances. Blunt's first free throw is good.
What scared me about that loose ball was that it was still loose, and there was a couple of big Marion guys underneath the basket close to it. Looked like they were going to get an easy trip. We got
Blunt
both.
makes them both. It's 29-23. Exactly 2 minutes left in this one. Joel Allen in the corner. Duffy inside the beam. He turns on Deaton, shoots, and scores. Timeout, Marion.
Well, anytime they want a basket, they know where to go.
Well, we talk about it from time to time. I don't see why they just don't go to him on every single possession.
He's got some nice moves down there. He's got a nice drop step. Has a nice touch. Good kiss off the glass most of the time. Good awareness of where he is in relation to the basket. He's tough.
I agree. Well, we'll set the stage. 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining in regulation. Mount Vernon 29, Marion 25. And the cheerleaders with their tumbling exhibition. The award-winning Mount Vernon Ram cheerleaders and the Marion Wildcat cheerleaders. J. Paul Deaton, they try to get those cheerleaders back out of the way. He does have the opportunity to run the baseline on this inbound. Full court pressure. The 6'5" Miles James. Deaton looking, finds Blunt. Blunt dribbles through traffic, finds Harrison. Harrison over the timeline.
Oh, yeah.
He's fouled by Evans.
No doubt who they're going to try to foul. It's either going to be Harrison or Deaton. Not that they can't make it in this kind of situation, but the percentages are with Marion by putting them at the line right now.
.142 left. Harrison shoots 1-and-1. No good. Duffy with the rebound. Allen picked up by Harrison. 1:35 remaining. Regulation time. Marion 25. Mount Vernon 29. Duffy loses feet. Marion fans wanted a call. Allen drives to the hole. Shoots. No good. Beam over the back. No call. Slapped out of there by Harrison. Here's Creel with it. 1:15 remaining.
Big play.
Harrison fouled by Buffington. Creel tells Blunt to hold the ball and take the foul instead of hot potatoing it over to Harrison.
As soon as they see Harrison or Deaton catch the ball, you know what they're going to do. Of course, the thing is, when they do something like that, that's going to open up a player. If we can react quick enough.
Well, Buffington got his money's worth on
Sure
that
did.
fifth foul. As we talked about earlier, intentional, or was it not intentional? That I don't see him going for the ball very much on that.
No doubt what he was trying to do.
Harrison, bounces on the back iron 3 times before falling off.
Thought he was going to Uwe blob it there.
Second one up, no good.
Missed it ugly.
Beam with the rebound. It's a 4-point game. Beam looking, finds Sparks. Creel back. Sparks from three, no good. Harrison goes high for the rebound. That's not a jump ball, that's a foul. Sparks got in there, got the jump ball call, and he deserves some credit for sticking his nose in there on that.
Boy, did Harrison ever get up for that rebound. Still a 4-point lead, less than a minute to go now. Can the Rams hang on?
58.7 seconds remaining in regulation. Marion puts in Hightower and Portee. Sparks also in. 29-25. Good news was the possession arrow was in favor of the Mount Vernon Rams. And Creel's going to get a full timeout. Dave, you want to take one more run at these great Mount Vernon Ram basketball sponsors?
They deserve a mention. They've been with us all year. One Stop Flooring in America. You mentioned Larry Lyday with the new location down there at Park Plaza, Park Plaza? Yeah, Park Plaza Shopping Center. Off-Broadway Dry Cleaners, J. Paul Woodrome, Aaron Woodrome over there. King City Cash Loan and Pawn, Mount Vernon Networks, Cheney and Karch Insurance. Help me out there.
Alan
Karch and Eric Putney. I need to learn these guys. 1 Hour Martinizing, the Harrison family.
You got that.
Everybody knows that.
That's right.
BFC Bicycle Fitness Center. Bernie Dick Knight will sell you any kind of bicycle you'd like. Kevin Martin State Farm Insurance. And the gallery at 30th and Broadway with Jackson Jewelers, Carlos for men and women, and Mount Vernon TV and Appliance.
Thank you, Dave Farley. I'm Rob Wilt. This crowd on their feet, Mount Vernon, trying to nurse home a 4-point lead. Plenty of time left on the clock. Tom Jackson says it's too late for that substitution. J. Paul Deaton looking, gets it to Dogan. Dogan in trouble. Moore, he's fouled.
I don't mind that foul. Darius Moore, usually a dependable free throw shooter, but see how he does in this tight situation, though.
4 seconds ticked off the clock. There's 54.7 remaining in regulation.
Yeah, the Rams have done. They're 8 out of 13 from the line, and they've missed their last 3 attempts.
Super bonus. Darius Moore with 2. His first one on its way.
Oh! Crawled in there.
It's a 5-point game, 30-25.
9 points for Darius. D'Artagnan with 12.
Moore, second free throw. Up.
He got
it's good. 31-25.
Your mom exhorting them
Evans
over here, Rob.
gets it to Joel Allen. Parker Creel, they're making him use some clock. Evans picks his dribble up way too soon. Joel Allen like to put a move on Creel. Oh, he's with a forearm. He's using a forearm,
Here's a forearm and lowered his shoulder. That's all right. It's not a shooting foul.
That's correct. As Dave Farley just mentioned, that's only the 4th team foul on Mount Vernon. 45.1 seconds remaining in regulation. Doug Deaton, a 5'10 junior. Where's he coming up with these guys?
He's got all kinds of players tonight, doesn't he?
Everybody trying to get their letter here in the last game of the year. Ball on the floor. Oh, they're going to call Creel. He's going to call Creel.
He used his arm to break it away.
That's all right. They burned 6 seconds. 39 seconds remaining. Murphy with another substitution. He must be getting a commission on each substitution. There's no rhyme or reason for it, according to my calculations. But then what again? But then again, what do I know?
WSIL staying here for the duration, looks like.
Yeah, you like to see that. Yeah, it's only 8:45.
Right.
Deaton puts up a shot. Air ball. That was so short. Now, why did they put that kid in? Why would you put that kid in the game and have him in a position to have to take that shot? That's a ridiculous substitution by Murphy.
That shot didn't even get as high as the rim, it looked like.
Oh, man. That wouldn't have gone in on Ross's 6-foot basket in the library. Unbelievable. I feel sorry for the kid.
Oh, yeah.
He sits there for 31 minutes.
He's wanting to dig a hole right now.
24 seconds, and then they put him in the game and say, all right, Doug, this is the biggest shot of the year. Make it. Yeah, Jarris Moore buries the free throw, 32-25. I got to calm down. I'm going to sweat this shirt up. You're not going to want to stand this close to me Friday night.
I want to stand this close to you in about a week from Friday
Jarris
night.
Moore makes them both. Hey, Stewart, start shooting, baby. Dogan's got to not make that foul. We can't be fouling.
Now, he's trying to steal the ball when he got into the half court, and I think he thought he still had an opportunity there. But the sophomore mistake, he got way too close. Gives him a chance to score with the clock stopped.
Sparks free throw good, 33-26.
They'll come right back and foul us immediately when we inbound the ball now.
Second free throw, no good. Greg Beam sits down as that's the final appearance in a Marion Wildcat uniform. Sparks makes 2 out of 3, 33-27. They get it into Blunt. Blunt guarded, fouled by Sparks. I'm sure he'd rather be fouled by Sparks than Duffy.
So you're not going to launder that shirt, huh?
No, not until we
All
lose.
right. I've made the decision, too. This is going to go dirty as well.
Now, I might hang it up and kind of air it out a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I'll do the same thing.
Please do.
I will.
First free throw by Blunt, no good. 27.2.
Got to make it. Just a 2-possession game. This could make it a 3-possession game.
Blunt second on its way.
No
Off the
good.
back iron, no good. We still got to play some D. Sparks to Duffy. Duffy slapped away by Blunt. Duffy saves. Allen Estes has got to kick that before it goes out of bounds. Sparks from 3, no good. Deaton with the rebound. That should do it.
That's going to do
Parker
it.
Creel. That's going to crowd on their feet. Sparks fouls Blunt with 4.7 remaining.
Well, I give Marion credit. They came to play tonight, and they gave us everything we could handle.
Marion kids played their hearts out.
They sure did.
That'll end the career for Blunt. Makes the first, 34-27. Miles James, Jared Sparks, Greg Bean, and the big substitute Justin Lanham. Blunt redeems himself with 2, 35-27. Joel Allen launches the 3. It's no good. Mount Vernon lives to play another day. They'll be at home in Chagnon Gymnasium Friday night. Who will we play, Muscuda or Belleville West? Dave Farley.
Well, we've played Belleville West each of the last 2 years in the postseason, beating them 2 years ago in a sectional final that no one in Mount Vernon will ever forget. And, of course, last year Belleville West got their revenge. You got to feel like they'll probably beat Muscuda tonight, take care of business. They're a pretty good team. Prefer to play Muscuda, of course, but Belleville West will be a nice challenge for us. We'll be here, thinking or not.
That's right. And we want to thank Charter Communications once again for being here and making this all possible. And, of course, our great sponsors. Tonight's game, what a dogfight. I tell you, I had a bad feeling all day. I hate to say anything. And then when they tied it up at 20-20, things were looking somewhat bleak, but then the Rams held in there. They never gave up the lead, and then just battled hard in the fourth period. In the fourth period, Mount Vernon outscored Marion 15-9 and extended the lead. Actually, the end of the game, not really indicative of how tight this game was. It's just a great game. Mount Vernon moves to 18-9 on the year. Marion closes at 6-20. Dave, any final thoughts?
Well, going in, we knew Marion was going to present some unusual challenges for us because of the two big guys I have underneath. And, of course, they did just exactly that. We tried to shoot the three a little bit more tonight, and we did a good job then at adjusting in the second half with D'Artagnan Blunt taking it to the hole real well. We made some big free throws, D'Artagnan and Darris. Hey, I'm just breathing a sigh of relief, like you said, that we can live to play another night.
I agree. That's Dave Farley. I'm Rob Wilt for Charter Communications. The final score, Mount Vernon 35, Marion 27, and that's a beautiful thing.